my name is VTR and welcome back to another movie review, and today we're getting around to reviewing Halloween H20 20 years later. My goodness, I was super glad I didn't hate this. After having to review The Curse of Michael Myers twice, there was nowhere else to go but up. Because I did not like that movie in the slightest, either cuts. And H20 definitely was a step up. First thing I want to mention is the fact this is the first Halloween, not counting Halloween 3 because it's in the new Michael Myers. This is the first Halloween to not take place in Haddonfield. So that's a different choice. So the plot of this one, the plot of this one is this one cuts out all the continuity of 4, 5, and 6, and is a direct follow up to Halloween 2, which takes place 20 years later. And Laurie Strode has moved on, has a kid, but she still has some of the trauma from what she had to deal with that Halloween night. And that is where this movie's it works, and Laurie is still a functioning member of society. She's a teacher and everything in this, and that's really interesting. Remember I said that when we get up to Halloween 2018. This one felt really short though. It's not that much longer than short. It's about on the same length as some of the others, but it felt shorter. This one felt shorter compared to all the other movies. Sitting through this one, it was over as fast as it started. I don't really remember any of the characters besides obviously Laurie. Laurie's boyfriend that's in this. Laurie has this love interest type guy in here that you kind of remember him a little because you get quite a bit of screen time with him. There's also this security guard, which just has some great moments. And let's talk about Michael. The mask for Michael in this one is pretty decent. It's not awful. It's a pretty decent mask. It's and I remember this one. I don't remember if I really saw this one much back then, but I may have seen bits and pieces. But now that I finally sat down and watched this one fully or rewatched it, I don't remember. It's been so long. I do see some flaws here, though. There are some flaws. Obviously, I don't really care about most of these characters because, as soon as they're introduced, you don't get much time with them. And as soon as, it takes a while for, anything super crazy to happen. Because, you get, a few kills here, a little throughout the start and everything. But this one, it handles it differently, I think. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Scratch, I said that. The way things are done in this one is interesting. There's this one couple in the movie that I don't care about, and they don't even give you time to really learn anything about them. But like I said, this movie moves quick, so there's not enough time to feel invested in a death or so much just happened. Oh my gosh, not enough time to get invested in these characters. So when one of them dies, you're so what? And the movie takes a good emphasis on Laurie's son in this movie for a good point, and then later it feels like it just forgets that, which is kind of a bummer. And it's good to have Jamie Lee Curtis back in this movie. It's good to see her again. Um, Obviously, she's got a little more personality to her in this than she did in the original. Because sorry, I wish I don't know if I would have said this in my original review because it was a while back. But Laurie Strode is kind of just boring, a boring generic character. And obviously now she's made the character something new and everything. But the way things are done in this, like, there's some good, decent kills, but a lot of them are just basic. And obviously, with the Halloween franchise, I'm not expecting crazy kills, but with some of those kills we got in Curse, in the theatrical version, like, there was some good kills in that. So I was hoping maybe that there was, this being a whole reboot, maybe there'd be some more really nice kills. Like, there's some nice moments. Like, Michael is relentless. Is that the word I'm looking for? Relentless. Yeah, I think that's the word. Because, like, legit, he gets an axe like right here or somewhere like around that area, and he just pulls it out. And, like, this is also, keep in mind, this is the retcon, getting rid of all the Cult of Thorns stuff. So there's, like, no, like, supernatural element to Michael anymore. So that's something that's still. But this is officially the start of the second timeline. Third, if you count Halloween 1 and 2 as their own timeline, because it was originally supposed to end there. But I don't know. I'd say that's a separate timeline. But obviously, like, there's a lot of weak spots here. There's a lot of weak spots, but definitely nowhere near as bad as Curse. This has more enjoyable time. The kills were lacking a little bit, but, like, obviously you're not watching the Halloween franchise for outrageous, over the top kills. Which, when we do get them, that they're great. Like I said, we get some good kills in some of these movies, and there are some good ones here. But a lot of them, I think pretty much every single one in this one were generic knife stabs, I think, besides, quote-unquote, Michael himself, which we'll get into that when I review Resurrection. But it's really interesting the way this movie was held in that regard, and brought back the character of Laurie Strode and see how she was dealing with this stuff years later. Because with Laurie Strode, so far what we've seen in the series is that we've only seen her in the first two, and she dies in between the events of 2 and 4. So, and another thing I do want to say, it feels really weird. I know this is not anyone's fault. It's just like, it feels strange having a Halloween movie like with Michael Myers and there not be Loomis. Well, I'm not saying they should have recasted him or anything, because it is still the same timeline. But I'm saying, like, I understand the man passed away. It just feels odd. It just feels odd, to be honest, because, like, Loomis was a big part. Like, two things you could guarantee in a Halloween movie was Michael and Loomis. He had it in 1, he had it in 2, had it in 4, had it in 5, and had it in Curse. Which, that's not really a bad thing. I'm not, like, critiquing the movie for that. It's just it definitely feels different without a Loomis in this movie. Like I said, rest in peace. And I'm not trying to crap on anyone for them not having Loomis in this movie, because, one, I'd rather them honor Donald Pleasance's performance by not recasting him and keeping him alive for this timeline. And it also gives something new, because you can only do so every time we think Michael's gone, then freaking Loomis is going crazy again, being like, oh, he's not gone, he's still alive, blah, 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 blah. And like I said, not trying to critique that really. I just think it feels different. Not bad, but different without him. And it's a little jarring to say. But still, with or without him, this movie is nowhere near as bad as Curse. Um, what I'd rate this one? I'd give this one a solid 3 out of 5. I don't think it's amazing, and mostly because of the pacing of how fast it goes, and there's not a lot of breathing room with this movie. Like with some of the other movies, you get some softer moments, and like times with Curse at least has like those moments where like it takes its time. This it's like we got to get through this quick, and this is like post Scream era, so that's something I guess. Something I do need to look at is that series. I need to review. We got that trailer that dropped for Scream 5 recently. I need to take a look at that. But that's what I have to say for this review, guys. What do you guys think of Halloween H2O 20 years later? Let me know down in the comments section below. And right after this review, I'm going to jump. I'm recording this. I'm jumping straight into Resurrection because I have to go see Halloween Kills tonight, and I still got 4 more movies to watch. So I need to cut this review so I can go watch that movie. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.